Hello everyone, this is Plankera, and welcome to my universe. Today, it's time for physics. Yeah, last time I finished off most of the parameter here. I was just checking most of it. I think most of it is alright. The corners in the lower left, I see a little bit of weirdness through here and stuff that I might need to fix. Probably should. So I'm just gonna go take a quick look at everything, and like I said, when you're doing stuff for physics, it's a lot fluffier. You don't have to worry quite as much about things, but this shape is a little bit strange, and I think it would look a little bit strange. And then you can also see that there's some parts that are not getting properly put underneath where they belong. And that happens in a couple of spots here. So I do think that I have some corrections to make before I get into the actual physics parameter. But my basic ones I think look okay. Yeah, I think so. I might need to exaggerate the movement here just a little bit more, but I think I can just do that in the pendulum rather than the rigging here, and I will explain everything that I am talking about. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Don't worry, I will explain it when I get there, and yes, I also just noticed that I messed up the ear here, so I actually think that that should be the first thing that I fix. So let's see here, what layer was that again? Hair bang side. Hair bang side, okay. I'm gonna have to undo all of these. Because I really can't let the ear be showing like that. And I'll correct everything else after. So I am glad that I took another look here. Always take another look. And I'll go ahead and fix this rightmost turn. Alright. Me hitting caps locks instead of tab. Yeah, I suppose I have the cool options all covered up by my cloud here because I have to cover up my file names. But, yeah, basically to switch from drawing the path to actually using the path, you just gotta hit tab. So near the top, I don't want it to move very much at all. Even less than that, it looks like, because I cannot let the ears stop being covered up. They gotta continue to be covered up. Otherwise, bad things will happen. Things will look very, very strange. But I can at least move the tips a lot. And that'll make me happy. Just let it go whoosh. Told you. Told you last time that the sound effects are very important. I'm trying to make all this. Gotta have the right sound effects in your head. Okay, how's that? It's the ear. Not quite. I don't think I have to redo the whole thing this time. But I will grab all the layers here and just very slightly adjust things here. A little bit sad that I can't make things quite as physicsy as I was hoping, but it'll still be pretty physicsy. I think it'll work out. Okay, how is this? Is this covering the ear? Yeah, and I way overdid it over here too. I remember being extremely tired when I was working on this last bit, but I was so determined to try to finish it off, so I'm not surprised that I just missed silly things like this. It is okay. I can fix them now. Alright. So this would be my upward physics. So that'll be in towards her face and down, like she is being stretched out a bit. I can tell that I was having a lot of fun making this, just based on the fact that I didn't cover the ears properly. I mean, it's hard not to have fun. I mean, physics are just an absolute joy. They really are. So I am actually looking forward to getting the pendulum down. But as we can see here, I have to make sure that I don't get too eager and or lazy. Gotta do everything right. It's very important. Okay, and I see a couple of spots I want to smooth out there. Just a spot that got a little bit crunchy while I was messing with making sure the ear was covered. And it's okay, it's easy to smooth. And with any luck, once all this is done, I won't have too much work to do in the corners. As always, corners, either very easy or pure hell, with nothing in between. Never anything in between. Okay. Nice and bouncy. Oh yeah, I also gotta make sure that some of this stuff is properly covered, because that's not right now. Okay, and much like what I was describing with some spots getting crunchy over here, it looks like it got a little bit crunchy through here as well. I'm just gonna smooth that out just a little bit. Like I said, don't need to be super precise, but definitely want to be precise enough. Let's see, ears are covered. Everything seems fine. Just gonna take a look around, make sure that there's nothing screaming here. Oh yeah, okay. So let's go back and make sure that these parts are properly covered. I think it'll be fine as long as they're all moving together, and since I'm doing all of this on the same parameter, I think I will be safe. If I am not, I am going to cry because I don't know how to fix that. But in theory, I think I will be okay. I think I had to pull some similar shenanigans on my model here with my... the hair that shows when I turn my head. Because, yeah, it's, let me describe how I did, you know, my shiny blue hair. So if I just try to look straight forward, like this, you can see that you do not see the side of my head at all. And this is how it was drawn initially. So, nothing on the side of my head. And then I realized, oh no, if I want to turn the head, I need something going down the side. So I added the hair that you see on the side here. And so this is all a separate layer that you see on the side. And in order to get the physics to work right in certain places, I had to make sure that the hair was properly hidden when it needed to be. So I think it'll work. I think. It's okay, we'll find out together. We will find out together. Still gotta, you know, make sure all the pieces that are supposed to be covered up are indeed covered up. And this little guy is supposed to be firmly tucked in underneath here. There we go. There we go. Alright, the curve on this strand is a bit weird. That is not quite how I want that strand to look while it's moving around. So let's tuck this in just a little bit here. Just checking all the angles just to make sure that they're not totally wrong. And then I still need to put the shadows on. I will do the shadows once I am satisfied with everything that I'm doing here. So once again, just tucking all of this under. Right here looks a bit odd. So I think... Let's see, how do I want to fix this? Where's hair mane? How is hair mane and just the default? Yeah, it's supposed to tuck in over under in this. And right now it is not, so let me get that back down there. I think it's fine to leave it this messy. And now it's all good. I think it's fine to leave it that messy. If I am wrong, I can always come back and fix it. As with all things, it generally takes me a couple of tries to get things right, so I am honestly not overly concerned if it just explodes in my face in a spectacular fashion. It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. And hey, if I can get a good laugh out of everything exploding in my face, you know, that's fun in its own right. Don't underestimate the power of being able to just get a good laugh at your own expense. Yeah, corners ended up needing a little bit more done with them than I initially thought they did. But you know what? It's fine. This work is very, very easy. As long as it's spotted, it'll be fine. It takes like all of 2 minutes just to kinda smooth it all out. Shove everything underneath. The joy of not needing quite as much precision. It feels good to be able to be a little bit loose after all the very detailed work I've been having to do for the past, you know, however long it's been. Now I can just kind of derp around. I'm like, yeah. Just checking for things that are not lined up. But I think all of those areas look pretty alright, so now just time to get the last corner here. And I mean, it's just going. It's all just going. Get that all underneath there where I don't have to have a care in the world. And then maybe straighten out some of these things. In fact, I should probably check these on the other angle too. Just to make sure that they didn't get all gross and distorted. Because basically, if these keyframes look all gross and distorted, then it's very likely my physics will too. So definitely want to make sure that things still look pretty smooth. Like, things can be a little bit more nonsensical here. It'll make more sense once I get the pendulum on. But they should still make a degree of sense. Okay. Let's see how this is. Oh, that's her head turns. Push her hair around. Okay. It is shadow time. As always, I will do her face shadows first. I always find them a little bit easier to do. And I will be comparing it to how it looks on the original. I'm gonna be very particular about that. I forgot to do that last time. I was working with shadows and ended up having to redo a bunch of stuff, and I realized, wait, I am totally doing this wrong. So sometimes when I'm making stuff, it can't be called the flow state, it's just pure autopilot. I just start going and my brain shuts off, it starts thinking about something else, and it does not lead to good art. Gotta be careful. The mind should always be active when arting. Always. Make your decisions conscious. Okay. That seems fine. I just want to do all of the face shadows for now. This one actually seems okay. I didn't move this hair very much, so Not too surprising. Let me just touch it up a little bit. Okay, seems fine. Before I do the loop, I think I kind of have to do this shadow here since they kind of work together. Let's see, how did that shadow look again? Yeah, that seems fine. I might revisit it after I get the loop shadow into place. There we go. Actually, now that I look at it, I think I want to adjust this shadow just a little bit more. The shadow here is very, very subtle, so I want to make sure that it kind of keeps that quiet subtleness. There we go. Okay, now time for the up and down. This one I think I have to do the front bang shadow first. Just gently pull that into place. Gently pull it into place and remind myself that this is the last thing I have to do before we get to see her hair swish around. It'll be a little bit before it swishes around nicely. I generally have to create a few more parameters for that. I get the feeling to do everything I want, I'm gonna need 4, maybe 5. Oh no. Definitely 5. Maybe 6. Because I forgot that I wanted the loose strands to have their own stuff going for them. Easy mistake to make. But that'll make sense as I start putting them in. So I'm just sitting here trying not to vibrate too hard in my chair because I am just so excited. I am so excited. I can never tell if my voice sounds excited as I actually am. But I am just waiting, man. But I also want it to look good. And personally, I also like training my mind a little bit to not immediately react to personal desires and actually think about them. So I am forcing myself to be patient. It's a good skill to have. And this is a good way to practice it. Because I think, you know, it's good to have desires. It's good to want things. Gives you something to work towards. Makes life more exciting. But if you let yourself be ruled by your emotions and desires, it's probably gonna have bad outcomes. Like, if your day is just ruined because you didn't get a thing you wanted or something bad happened and all that good stuff, or bad stuff as the case may be, if it just ruins your day and you can't stop thinking about it, you can't get anything done, and life is hard, and just having a bad time all around, well, you know, that doesn't help anyone. That definitely does not make life more interesting and exciting. So I like sitting with the anticipation a little bit. It means that next time I really, really want to slice a chocolate cake, I can go, you know what? Nah, it's okay. I've probably had enough sweets today, and I have not exercised, so, you know, probably a bad idea to have an extra slice of chocolate cake. It also means that when I feel a little bit sad that a picture that I'm working on isn't going well, that I can keep working on it so that hopefully eventually it does go well. And I can get to the point where I no longer hate looking at it. A very, very important point for me to get when I draw stuff. Let me tell you, it's not always easy getting to that point, but the fact that I can just tolerate my negative emotions, or any emotions really, and don't let myself get overly excited about things. Or that's the wrong way to put it. I do let myself get overly excited. I just don't feel the need to act on that excitement immediately. It's very helpful. Feel it with the full intensity. But say, you know what, brain? I don't want to listen to you today. We'll do something else. It's fine. Okay, unfortunately the corners didn't quite work for me, but that's alright. I'll just go and manually fix them again. Still, I'm still telling my brain, you know, we gotta get this stuff done before we do the fun part. It's very important. Your fun part will be way cooler once you have this done. So just be patient and do it first. Be patient and do this part first. Always. You know, a really long time ago, somebody asked me how I was able to keep going even though I, like, had 0 viewers and my videos rarely exceeded, like, 5 or 10 views and those kinds of things, and basically how I was able to tolerate that. And I just said that I hoped that it wouldn't be like that forever. And that eventually people would find me. People would find me in this vast, endless universe, and then I wouldn't be sitting at 0 viewers forever. And it's not like it never frustrates me, it's just I don't let that frustration stop me from continuing to do this, because I like doing it. It is a good time. I think it's easy to forget that emotions are ultimately just information. They're not necessarily a pure reflection of truth, only a piece of it. Like, the fact that you are feeling something cannot be denied. But I'll just use content creation stuff as an example, and like, sometimes my brain tells me, you know, you'll never actually be able to get this. You'll probably never hit 500 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers for the monetization and various things like that. And I'm just like, well, I'm not sure if you're right, but, you know, even if you are, it's not the end of the world. It'll be fine. My brain likes to be mean to me sometimes. But I cannot actually see the future, so it's not like my brain actually understands what's going to happen. It's just giving me the feeling. It's giving me information that, at that point, I was somewhat frustrated with how things were going. And because I got that information, I could look at what I was doing critically and really think about if I wanted to continue, if I was doing this for, you know, the reason that I was doing all this and that kind of thing, and I determined that brain is silly. It should stop talking, and I should keep going. So I'm having a good time. But it's still good to get that information, because there has been times where I'm frustrated with something. And I do decide that the right answer is to stop and do something else. I only have a limited amount of time on this planet, and I would like to use it to do cool things instead of suffering through something that I may not even enjoy anymore. A long time ago, I played chess, and I couldn't articulate the feeling back then because I was like, I don't know, 17 or something. But I was kind of unhappy with how things are going. And I just decided to kind of stop. And that was one hobby that I was a little bit sad about giving up, but I just wasn't really having fun anymore, and the people that I was meeting as I kept doing it were just getting worse. As things started getting more competitive and less just fun. And near the end, I basically played exclusively the Bug House variant of chess. Which I find way more fun. I would play that again. Bug House is a good time, man. But yeah, I decided that I didn't want to continue that anymore, and so that was frustration, where I was like, you know what, brain? I agree. You're right this time. I still think chess is a pretty cool game, though. I don't think I have any interest in playing it competitively again, but for fun, it might be fun. I'm kind of realizing that in general, I don't think I have any interest in playing games competitively anymore. Any game. I played Overwatch for a while and was enjoying ranked for a pretty long time, but I don't know. I think everybody just wanting to get into esports without really understanding what being a competitor is made everybody go insane. And like, no, it gotta get good. And I'm like, come on, man, you're like in gold. Chill out. So I remember at the end, I reached diamond, and then I quit forever. I just got that last milestone to make myself happy, and then I just stopped playing forever. No, that's actually not true. I didn't stop playing forever. I started playing No Limits, and this was around the time of the Symmetra rework in Overwatch 1. And so I just do No Limits, Symmetra only. Go troll. And that was fun. Playing it non-seriously was fun. So basically followed the same pattern as me playing chess, so there you go. Where I get frustrated by people putting their entire ego and sense of self-worth onto a freaking game, and then I just did the derpy version of it where I just kind of goof off and mess around. And then once I had my fill of that, I did something else. That seems to be the pattern of playing competitive games for me. It's actually kind of interesting to think about. Okay. There we go. Body shadows time. Unfortunately, hair has a lot of shadows that I just gotta kind of push around and get into place here. This is the last thing before I get to do fun parts, so I am here still just waiting in anticipation. Because I am so excited. And that excitement has not faded a bit. Which side are you on? Kind of on the left. Very slightly. And same with you? Yeah. You look at me. I'm remembering to actually check what the shadow looks like on the original layer so that this way I can actually properly match it up and all of that. Instead of just kind of making up stuff as I go along. A very useful thing to do. Okay, I kind of had to get a couple of those strands right before I could really finish off the rest. Because it was covering some stuff and making it hard to see. Much like before, I'm being a little bit messy with it, but I'm trying to at least mostly match everything here. I'm seeing kind of how much I can get away with being a little bit messy. Okay. And then just this little guy over here. How do you look again? Okay. Alrighty. There we go. Body shadows. 3 more angles to do, and then we'll see how much work the corners need. If it's gonna be anything like the last ones, then they'll need some work, but hopefully not too much. Like, I can always hope that when I have it all down, it just works. And it'll be great. I love it when things just work. It makes me so happy. Saves me so much trouble. So much trouble. It just doesn't normally work out that way, so... I always hope for the best, but I prepare myself for things not quite going the way that I want them to. Okay, I don't think right there is quite aligned yet. Unfortunately, it's kind of annoying because the texture that the shadow is sitting on is changing. It's moving from the shirt to the skin, and there's also a line right in the middle of it. Making it a little bit harder for me to understand. I'll manage, it's fine. Alright, put on happy. There we go. As always, the position that I sit in, I tend to start kind of sitting on my feet, and after a while I get a little bit upset about it. Guess I can't blame them. I'd be a little bit upset if something was sitting on my feet too, so... Sitting on me, I guess I should say. The foot demands blood. You know what, I'm kind of glad that I didn't attempt hair shadows last time, especially with how tired I was and how many other little mistakes that I made. I think I would have had a bad time. I made a very correct decision to save it for my future self. Or, you know, me. The me of right now. To get it all. Still not sleeping great, but I'm feeling better than I did Thursday. It was Thursday, right? Yeah. Yeah, it was Thursday. Feeling better than I did then. So I'll take it. I accidentally hit the little scale trigger, which I didn't want. I do not want to scale this. I just want to move it into place. Alrighty, let's get this last little guy here. And you can see that even when I'm doing this, I'm trying to move the rest of the strand with it. So that this way, when I have to do things like this, it'll still look good. Go ahead and reset all the parameters. There we go. Okay. So unfortunately, I gotta pay attention to all that stuff. Has to go all the way up, so that this way, when she moves her body around, the shadows don't suddenly freak out. So now it is time for the upward turn. Just 2 more to go. And then corners, and we'll see how much the corners like me today. I hope the corners want to be my friend. I just want to be their friend, you know? I've always considered it my job to help them find the right places to be. They can feel happy and secure in their positions and not feel the need to squirm around everywhere. That has always been the hope. Man. Every time I start rigging hair again, I'm just like, why is there so much? I know I didn't draw this, but at the same time, I did cut it out, and I still find myself wondering, why did I draw so much hair? It's not quite the same as when I actually drew it, because some of how much hair there is just kind of out of my control. Since I am using official art from the game, but the sentiment, I still feel it. That's one thing I like about the character I designed for myself. One thing I like about Plankera, she doesn't have very much hair. I mean, it looks like she has a lot of hair, but when it actually comes to drawing it, there is not very much at all. All I have to do is make it very iridescent and glowy, and it's done. And that's fantastic. I actually really like drawing Plankera's hair. I like drawing my hair so much. I think it's so pretty. It is like everything I like. That is basically how I designed this character. Use some design principles, but mostly just shove a bunch of stuff that I really like into her. And then just be like, wee. And then just make sure it's still coherent and I'm not just shoving a bunch of random stuff in there. But I assure you, there was much whimsy when designing all of this. I took it very seriously. There were a lot of decision making went into it. But still, I was just designing something that made me extremely happy. Plankera does make me extremely happy. Love my hair. It's so cool. No, I'd say the hair was probably one of the key features that I had in my head when I was initially designing there. Just hair that kind of reminded me of an aurora. Keep the color scheme fairly muted and then just go all out in the hair and eyes. Actually, fun fact, one of my initial designs had purple eyes instead of orange. And I went with the orange eyes for reasons. Not visual at all. I thought both purple and orange looked good. Because purple is my favorite color, but having bright orange eyes has a special place in my heart. Because when I was drawing online representations of myself in the past, it was as a black cat with bright orange eyes. I don't know. I don't remember where the bright orange eyes came from. I think I just thought it looked really good with the black cat. But I didn't want them to be yellow. I should hide her hand. I don't want to hide the body, I just need to hide her hand. So there you go, that's why my eyes are orange instead of purple. It was just a holdover from other random stuff. And for anyone that's lurked on my DeviantArt account or Tumblr or some of these other places, or I guess even if you were aware of me on Twitter before I became Plankera, you would have seen the black cat with a fluffy black cat with bright orange eyes. As for why that, you know, couldn't tell you. It just kind of happened. Sometimes things just work out. Alright, and here, once again, I'm finding myself needing to get the strand shadows in there before I can finish off the claw shadows. Just because they're making it a little bit hard to see certain parts. So I'll just set them correctly. And then I'll go back and finish off the rest. I really do hope that the corners are kind to me. Come on, corners, I believe in you. We can be friends today, right? You know I love you guys. I really do. Okay, does show a little bit through here. Me trying to remember what all my shadows look like. It's okay, this is why I check. This is the importance of reference. I still continue to be amazed that some people think that using reference is cheating. I'm just like, how can you expect to draw something if you don't know what it looks like? Doesn't mean you have to copy it, it just means you have to know what it looks like. Alrighty. You know, since I had some of this covered up by the hand while I was working on it, I should double check it all. Okay, this side isn't quite right. And this part isn't quite right either. Okay, once again, this is why we check. Alright, let's go back to finishing off my lower turn. Only got a little bit of hair left. God, she has so much hair. Sometimes I feel like I'm just forever waiting in an abyss of just endless hair. And I will never escape it. That's why it's endless. That's why I use that word. Alright, now I'm checking all the corners, and honestly, they don't seem too bad. Definitely gotta fix a few of them, though. Like, look at this. This is silly. That's okay. Not quite sure what's going on here. I probably have some masking shenanigan going on here, so I will just do my best to work around it. Try not to worry about it too much. All I can really do in the end. It just takes a while to move some of the stuff around. That's why I was hoping that the corners would be kind to me, but alas. I mean, they're not being super rude so far, but they're not being super kind either. It is looking like I am just gonna have to move most of these layers just a little bit. And at least I have them at least like, I don't know, 80% in good spots. I don't have to drag it halfway across the universe in order to get them into good spots here. I'll take it. I don't care if it's cope, I'll take it. These ones look okay. How about you, little guy? I think you look okay. This one actually doesn't look too bad. Probably want to adjust the very bottom here, but other than that, I think it's not too bad at all. Okay. Yeah, that's not so bad. Not so bad at all. Corners are going by pretty quick here, so hopefully I can actually get to doing some cool stuff. The anticipation is starting to fade a little bit. Been waiting too long. It's okay, brain. Hold the feeling just a little bit longer. We're almost there. Almost there. Look. We have 2 angles left. Just 2 after this one. Okay. Next. This one and one more. I can feel it. So close. So close. Can't rush. Just gotta wait for it. It's okay, I've at least talked myself into getting really excited about it again, so... Now I'm just like, wee, yay, let's go! And even so, I'm just back to being like, oh, there's so much here. There's so much. It just feels endless. But there will be an end soon. Soon I just won't have to touch hair. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, because I'm doing physics for the hair now, I might actually be a little bit sad once I no longer have to touch the hair. Because hair physics really is fun. But to an extent, I think I probably will be glad once it's all done and I can just wiggle her around and have a good time without having to worry about all these detailed parts, like hair shadows. I actually do think that'll be nice. Okay, the wiggles are coming. So after this, there's just one more angle, and look here, I am on the last part of this angle. Make sure it follows the hair strand nicely. There we go. Okay, off to the corner. Off to the final corner. Man, this area got all weird. Wonder how that happened. Oh, it's fine. I can fix it. It'll be okay. Some corners definitely get a bit more distorted than others. But no matter what happens, I will help my little vertex friends find where they are supposed to live. No matter what that means. Where are you supposed to look? Yeah, this is fine. Let me just straighten out some of these. Okay. Loop, I think, is okay. So now it's just time to do the minor adjustments that always seem to need to be done on these strands. They're never too far off, but they're just off enough that I have to do a little bit of fixing. Okay. Look at him go. Which one didn't get set here? See, when the dot on my parameters turns orange, it means that there's one thing that didn't get set. But it seems weird because I think that... Oh, I see. From when I accidentally hit the scale. But yeah, when it's yellow, it means that I didn't set all of the parameters, or that there's a parameter present in one of these that isn't in some of the other ones. So, okay. Let me do one last check. Don't want to get ahead of myself. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm gonna go turn our hand back on, just so I don't forget. I do not want to be leaving these things like that. Okay. So, next step. I'm gonna go ahead and add a fitted physics parameter to her head. So, right click, add simple physics. It's right here. It's going to be basic hair. And I want the pendulum to be kind of like on her forehead. I don't think it particularly matters where I put it, but I want it like over here because it makes me feel good. Alright, and then in here, I drag my parameter into it. Things look weird for a bit. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, maybe do worry about it. Why is it not? Okay, I messed something up. Let's try again. I don't think I actually needed to do that, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure I could have just reset parameters and it would have been fine. But I panicked. Okay. Type. Spring pendulum. XY. There we go. Oh, huh. They actually added some new options. These bottom two weren't here last time I looked at the program. Alright. So now I got a bunch of options here. And, how do I explain them? So I think of length as, like, it makes it heavier. Let me go actually start moving this around. Because I know when I move her head to the left, I kind of want her head to swish to the left, or her hair to swish to the left. So I'm going to go ahead and transform this over to the left a bit. I'm just going to pick a random number. I'll keep it at roughly the same spot in her forehead, but I'm probably going to be moving it around a lot. This is just how I always do it. I don't know if it's technically correct. I don't care. It's fine. And down. Okay. So now, when I move her head around, there's a little bit of physics to it. Right now it's a lot weaker than I want it to be, but it's at least a start. And you can kind of see on the physics node here, watch the little red dot move around as I mess around with it. It'll get much more flowy as I add the other necessary parameters. Okay. So, let's take a look at this pendulum. So when I make it longer, it'll make her hair seem a little bit heavier is the best way I can put it. So let's just, take a look at it. Let's look at how it moves while I have it selected. So now you can see the line moving, the pendulum itself moving. And if I make it longer, let's make it 300. This is going to be too long for what I want it to do, I think. But you can see it swings. It looks a bit heavier to me. That's the best way I can describe it. It doesn't swing around quite as much. I think I liked it at about 100. I think that was fine. Well, no, maybe I want a little bit more swing to it. 300 is a bit much, but let's try 2. Yeah, for what I want the basic hair to do, I think this is okay. Gravity scale, that's probably fine. I actually am not super familiar with what gravity scale does. Let me make it big and just see what happens. Yeah, okay, so that makes it not swing around as much. 1 is fine. 1 is fine. And you can see here, yeah, it swings a little bit more freely here. I want it to swing pretty freely. So this resonant frequency, I know, is another thing that makes it swing around more. I know some about physics, but I'm not actually super familiar with how pendulums work. So for the most part, this is just me messing around. where I experiment with values, and I see what happens. I know I'm not going to find the perfect value here, just because... well, I need more parameters in order to make it swishy. But I would like it to swing a little bit harder, because, I mean, even when I'm swinging her head really hard like this, it's not moving around as much as I want. So that tells me that I probably want a bigger output scale. Now, this one I can actually explain, because this is not a physics thing. This just takes the output that it gives and multiplies it by the value you put in here. So right now it's ×1, so it's not amplifying or minimizing the output at all. And I want it bigger, so I'm gonna make it 3. And see how that does it. Yeah. Oh right, I actually forgot. I have these moving the exact wrong direction. So I forgot that if I want the pendulum to move to the left, I actually move the node to the right. That's right, I forgot this is how it works. I think this is correct, though. Yeah, I think up and down is still correct, it's just the left and right. Okay, getting the start here. Okay, yeah, I think this is fine for the very start. It's just swishing. So now, we had another one. And what do I want to call you? Well, I'll just call you More, because I don't know what to call you. And then I kind of repeat the process. So last time I moved like the entire thing. Now I'm just going to be moving it a little further down. Once again, I'm going to hide the shadows. I will do them at the end. And I will just start going. We'll start with the left. And once I get into here, I like to move it a little bit more than I did before. So I won't really be moving it up here too much. This will move very, very slightly. Not much at all. But down here, we'll start moving a lot more. Kind of make it super swishy. And I'm trying to keep the verticality roughly the same. I'm just making it swishier. Hey, look how swishy that is. Swish. Swish. Very exciting. This guy, I think I'll just move with the brush. Not sure why the lines are suddenly thick, but I guess it's fine. It's not hurting anything. So yeah, generally I found that to make the hair look really good, I need about 3. Just for the main parts. I plan to do a 4th one specifically for like some of the loose strands, like this guy, and this guy, just to make them a little bit more swishy. And then I want another one specifically for the way the head tilts when it goes back and forth. So that's why there's a little bit of gravity on the hair. I do it on mine. And I don't know, I like it. And it's easy enough to make it so this way it doesn't affect just the basic XY turns. So I like to add it, and it's pretty easy. Okay, so here I still have to be very, very careful of the ears. Could not go too far. As you can see, I'm still only trying to move it across the horizontal axis. And I'm moving it way, way further than I did before. Okay, yep, this should be good. Let me just straighten out right there. Which layer are you? Okay. No, I don't actually think it's that one. Yeah, there it is. Okay, just wanted to smooth out this spot right there. I think that could stand to be a little bit smoother still, even. For the most part, I can get away with using the path to form, but occasionally things get a little chonky. They gotta smooth it. Path to form does its best. I still feel like it's a little bit chonky in a couple of places. Gotta be very careful through here, but that is fine. I will be okay. There we go. Yeah, I think that's okay. On to the next one. And for this one, I don't think I'm going to do anything with all these little underneath spots here unless I have to do something in order to cover up a hole or something. But otherwise, I think they can stay stationary. Because these changes are different from what I was doing before. I do not want the roots to be super swishy. I want them to bounce a little bit, but it doesn't really make much sense for them to be super swishy. So now I can come in on these layers and just move them all over the place without having to worry about the roots getting super swishy. That's why I like to do it on separate parameters. And I think the end result just works better when you have multiple pendulums doing something. Near the top, I don't move it as much, but as I get further down, it just goes. We're moving it. Holding nothing back here. I'm gonna have to move the shadow so much. I love physics. They're so much fun. Even making the parameters is kind of fun. Because I just hear the wind in my head. I hear it in my ears. And I'm like, yeah, that's perfect. It is fantastic. Look at that. That is so crazy. Look at it go. Okay. On to the next one. Yeah, sure. I'll go do this little strand next. Really swish him on over. Okay, and then over here. I think this is actually going to be easier to do with a brush than it is a path to form, so let's just do that. Just push it all underneath there. Oops, I did it on the wrong spot, so let's fix that. We copy. We paste. We copy. And come on, there we go. Paste. Oh, I missed it. Copy. Paste. And then we unset. There we go. There we go. Okay. So then we have all those underneath layers that I don't have to do anything with this time. Feels good. And once again, I just move all of this over to the side. And I just rinse and repeat with every strand. That's all I gotta do. Physics is fun, but it is still just as time-consuming as everything else. Especially when you have this much hair. Oh man, there's just so much. Alright, here I can be a little bit more unrestrained because I don't have to worry about it uncovering ears or anything, so I can just go. I can just go. May I hear the sound of the wind in my ears as I make it whoosh. Just send it on out there. Yeah. Look at it go. Okay, I do need to straighten this one out though. Unfortunately. It's okay. Path to Form did its best. I will handle the rest. Path to Form still saved me a ton of effort, so I appreciate it. Where is my tiny strand? There you are. See, it's another one of those cases where I cannot afford to turn off my brain. I gotta pay attention to how everything is still going still. Especially when I'm moving things this much. This hair is just floating so hard now. But I think it's next, so let's make it so it is no longer floating. Okay, this one I have to move the top part a little bit more. And down here I don't actually want to move quite as much. Just because it's supposed to be kind of caught in her shoulder. I don't want to raise it too much, I just want it to go on over to the side. So I don't want it to be quite as floofy as everything else. Though it's certainly going to look that way with as much as I have to move things over. It's okay, this is the price I have to pay for how I cut it. I think that should be fine. Now maybe I want to take all the stuff here just a little bit further back, just so all this stuff doesn't look quite as funny. Just a little bit. And of course with that comes a little bit more straightening. But that's fine. Just a little bit. It'll all be okay. Yeah, that should be fine. And the stuff over here I don't want to move nearly as much as I did before. Before I move on, I should tuck this little strand. Well, no, I can't do that yet. I need to know how the area that I want to tuck it into moves, and then I'll worry about tucking it. Gotta do things in the right order. Very important. Alright, let's swish this. Swish, swish, swish. Go full flip. Gotta have nice hair flips. Very important. Okay, so now I can tuck in this little strand here. Let's get it all down there. There we go. Now I can add a little bit of swish to the stuff over here. Yeah, you get a little bit of swish. I think I want to switch the bottom of this just a little bit. That should not be swishing at all. You will swish, you will swish. You will swish a little bit. You won't swish. Well, you might swish a little bit, but I will do you separately. And I think this swishes. Okay, so now that I have identified the parts that need to swish, let's make them swish. I like the word swish. It sounds funny. So there, I don't want it to swish very much at all, but I want it to swish a little bit. I don't think this needs heavy swish. Just moderate swish. This hair looks a little bit heavier than this hair over here, so... Oh man, I just put it all in the wrong place again. In so many places. Oh man, okay. Well, nothing to be done other than a bunch of copy and paste. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's unfortunate. We try again. I hate it when I do that, when I accidentally select the wrong parameter and then have to go back and redo some stuff. Feels bad. But it is what it is. Okay, so let's try that again. I actually think I want to swish these guys just a little bit more. I think it makes more sense to do this kind of swish with a brush. That's some good swish. Alright. So now I will select everything that needs to move here. And move it on over properly this time. On the right parameter. Which, because language is funny, is left. Okay, so we just add just a slight bit of movement through here. Gets a little bit bigger down here, but once again, I just feel like this hair looks heavier than some of the hair that I've been moving around a lot. So I don't want it to have a huge amount of movement or anything. Okay, that seems good. Okay, this looks looking good. And like I said, I kind of wanted to swish up here just a little bit. The top of it looks kind of swishy to me, but the rest of it not so much. So I just want to do that. Alright, all that's left is back hair. Let's swish it hard. Oh, whoosh. Whoosh. Like I said, the sound effects are important. So I hear the whooshing in my ears. And that's why I'm able to get the movement the way that I want it to be. Did it again. Pay more attention, Cell. Stop it. That's okay. This will be easy to fix. There we go. Okay. And there we go. That's more hair physics left. Time to do that 3 more times. I'll try to at least finish the parameter today, but I don't think I'll be able to... I don't think I'll have time for the shadows again. I might not even have time for corners. Well, we'll see how it all shakes out. First things first, just... gotta do the initial 4. We're gonna swish this hard. Let's go. Man, look at that. Just goes... just flip it over her face. I love it. Love it so much. This isn't working. I'm use the path to form then. Something about it just wasn't working for me, so... Oh man. I hate it when I get that bug. I don't know what causes it, but it drives me nuts. Okay, how do I normally fix it? Will it be fine now? It just sometimes when I try to move something, it just veers off in a random direction when I start moving it with the path to form. Yeah, there we go. And I hate it. It's okay. Next version of Inochi should be a little bit more stable. So I am looking forward to that. Okay, that looks good. So I will just carry on. This side I get to be a little bit crazy again. Because I no longer have to worry about the ear, and this strand doesn't have anything that gets hidden underneath it. The closest would be this guy over here, but like, that's easy, that's no problem. So I can go a little bit crazy. We're gonna make this swish, man. It is gonna swish so hard. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot of movement. I dig it. Alright. So here I do have to fix the underneath part here just a little bit. Okay, that doesn't look good. Let's try that again. Okay, that should be fine, and then I just kind of want to clean up on the parts where it's where I moved it and the parts where I didn't. I thought right there was a little blobby. Well, there we go. That should be good. So now we just flip all of this. Look at it go. It makes me so happy. Don't want to flip it too hard, you know, but I can still afford to flip it pretty hard. The reason I say I don't want to flip it too hard is just because I know that if I do, it's gonna get a little crunchy. I can't have it switch directions super easily. So you can see it's a little crunchy. I gotta adjust it a little bit here. manually in order to get rid of some of those harder points. That should be good. Okay. Time to match the energy here. And it's fine if there's a funny bald spot. It'll get filled in once I move that hair. Okay, the overwhelming crunch over here aside, yes. But I definitely cannot leave the overwhelming crunch there. That would just be bad. The fact that I didn't see that before I clicked out the path to form suggests to me that I'm probably getting a little bit tired. Maybe I should just leave it at left and right today, and do everything else next time. That'll be Monday. Because tomorrow is going to be more Subnautica. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I will just finish this right turn. Or not the right turn, but the right physics. And then I will stop for today. But she has a ton of hair, so it'll be a hot minute before the sides is even properly done, so. Alright, so far so good, I think. Let's get the next little strand here. Move it on out. Let it really flip. Gotta make it nice and flippy. Very important. Okay, now I cover up this bald spot there. Kinda flip it a little bit. Yeah, that should be fine. That area doesn't need to move as much. This area is going to be mostly covered up, I think, but the parts that we're showing before I adjusted physics should still be showing after I adjust physics. So let's really poof this out. I'll explain what I mean by that after I click off physics here. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that's not gonna work. Let's actually back that up a bit. But anyway, what I was trying to say before was that since this strand here shows before I add my physics parameter, it should show a little bit afterwards. And I might just move it with the brush. Yeah, let's just move it with the brush. Just gonna have it poof out a bit here. And then I will hide this area underneath again. Yeah, there we go. That should be fine. So, tiny strand. Let's let it go flip. Oop. Okay, this I actually probably do want to move with the path to form. Because, you know, it was showing in the front view too, so I wanted to show here. There we go. That's some flippy hair. It's going places. Okay, so this side I'm gonna have to be a little bit more reserved on because I can't let it uncover the ear, unfortunately. But we'll see what I can do with it. Be gentle through here. And violent through here. Let's really make it go. Let's just make it go. Oh, nope, can't make it go that hard. Ear getting uncovered. Alas! I must restrain myself. Because that ear must remain covered at all times. Okay, but this should be okay. We got a little bit of a bald spot, but that's fine. That'll be filled in later. But this seems fine. It kind of looks like it's just rubbing up on her face. So that's okay. That's okay. I will just be mildly disappointed that I can't just make it go completely crazy. But it's okay to be mildly disappointed. Okay, much like before, this part has to move a little bit. But the bottom, I can move a lot. Don't want to overdo it with this one, since it's rubbing up against her body. And will be presumably caught by her chest somewhat. But I can do a little bit. Yeah, this seems fine. And then I want to make sure that the top part is properly covered up by that front bang there. Or the side bang, yes. It is side hair. There we go. Looks like the claw this time. It's not the claw. What layer are you? Are you the back part of the claw? No. Front part? Front part. Also kind of needs to be tucked in. So all of this hair is supposed to be just kind of hidden in this area. Just like this. I don't think it'll look weird, so that should all be fine. Alright, let's do the next part over here. I like doing this clump by clump. It's very satisfying. And this part kind of needs to move, so it is properly tucked in over here too. That is okay. That is totally okay. I just might need to do a little bit of manual movement here. How exactly is that supposed to be? It kind of tucks in over here. Let's straighten some of this out and tuck it in over there, which unfortunately means I need to move the strands themselves a little bit too, because they connect in a particular spot. Just like right there. A little bit more. Little bit more. Okay, that should be fine. Alright, so now I have the stuff over the shoulders, so that's where I grab just everything that's supposed to flip a little bit through here. And there are definitely some things that are supposed to flip through here. Just go whoosh. And like I said, this hair feels a little bit heavier to me, so I don't want it to whoosh quite as hard. But I want it to whoosh a little bit. Yeah, that looks like a good amount of whoosh. Look at it go. Much stronger than the other one that I did. So, that tends to be how I roll. And then the third one really only moves the very bottom of it. So this way I get a nice little swing in the ends. I did the hair on Plunkera in the same way. And that's why it swings so nicely. Yeah. Okay, is there anything I really need to fix and all that? Let me make sure that everything that needs to be hidden is hidden. Kinda wanna straighten out that loop. That little tiny loop there got a little bit crunched up. So let's fix him up a little bit. And what are you? Okay, I know what you are. Oh, you're not that. What are you then? There's like a little gray spot right there. Are you part of the... Ah, okay, I think I understand. Yep. Just didn't pull this over far enough. Fair enough. And then over here, I kind of want this part to be hiding underneath that strand, because that's how it looks on the default turn. Kind of straighten some things out here. Let it all connect nicely. Okay, and then besides that, it's just back hair, I think. Oh, wait, oh right, this guy here. Where it gets just a little bit of foosh on the top. Same over here, just a little bit of foosh there. Okay. And back hair. This will be the last thing. And I will just finish the other two angles and do the corners next time. Getting some real foosh in there. Makes me happy. I love physics. Just so much fun. The rigging for it, while, I mean... there's a lot of stuff, but I mean, compared to what I've been doing, this is like dead simple. So it's fairly easy to do, and the results are just very cool. So, I think that's where I will stop it there. You can kind of see that we have a little bit of wiggle now. No, I still have this moving backwards, don't I? Okay, I guess I had it right the first time. I have to remember how this works. Yeah, okay, I had it right the first time. But look at her wiggle. Look at her wiggle. Right now it looks like the spring is getting a little bit stuck. So I might need to fix that. Okay, actually what I think it means is that I just want more, or less I should say, output scaling on XY. Or on Y, specifically. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So now as I swing her head around, things wiggle. I don't even think that this level of physics looks like good yet, but it already just looks so much better than when her hair didn't wiggle at all. I'm very happy. Look at it go. Alright, well, this is where I will stop for today, so thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.